Okay, so in the presentation today, I'm just going to cover a very brief overview of my PhD research, take a look at what visual ethnography is, why am I looking to redefine that, and then a little bit more about how I overcame working with a scattered field. Okay, so my research aims to create an ethnographic understanding of Amazonian shamanism in Britain. I'm using a tri-ethnographic method, which means I'm using traditional ethnographic methods, semi-structured interviews, participant observation. I'm also using autoethnography and visual ethnography, so that's the tri-ethnographic method. I've conducted 11 semi-structured interviews and extensive participant observations. I'm currently writing up the findings of my traditional ethnographic methods, and I'm eagerly awaiting the results of my visual ethnography experiment, which is quite scary because without those contributions I might fall apart. Okay, so visual ethnography, as is explained when you look it up either on the internet or in books, I've just got 4 examples there of definitions I found. So the first one's just come from Wikipedia. It says, it actually calls it visual anthropology. I think it's kind of an interchangeable term. It's a subfield of social anthropology that is concerned in part with the study and production of ethnographic photography, film, and since the mid-1990s, new media. This next one comes from something called VE Journal, Visual Ethnography Journal. And their definition, well, they're writing about themselves, so they use the term visual ethnography there in reference to themselves. It's an online peer-reviewed journal dedicated to researches on the following topics: the production and the use of image and audio-visual material in the social cultural practices in the ethnographic representation through audio, visual media and devices, film, photography, multimedia, etc. I'm not really going to bother reading out the next 2, but it just backs up again that the information out there about visual anthropology or visual ethnography all points to documentary style presentation of findings. So it's all talking about visual photography, and I'm looking to change that because it doesn't really, I don't think that, I mean, the term visual is so vast, it can incorporate a lot more than just that documentary style. So why am I redefining it? Well, I think the confidentiality of participants is compromised from the outset when you're doing visual ethnography. So if you're going to run around with a camera, there's no way you can offer any kind of anonymity or confidentiality to your participants. My participants are quite often involved with the use of psychedelic substances, and the legality of which is questionable. In some circumstances, it seems that it's purely acceptable. In other circumstances, it's not. So to document my participants with film or photograph would be completely out of the question because of that issue. The term visual in itself and its potential as a vehicle for research stretches much wider than documentary, using film, photographs and new media, I feel. And by getting the participants to create a variety of artefacts and engaging in different creative activities provides an avenue for communication that wouldn't be possible verbally. So really what I'm looking to do in this part of my research is to take those findings that I got from the interviews and expand on some of the themes that came out in a way where my participants can communicate on a completely different level than they would have done verbally, which may allow them to bring out some kind of more subconscious thoughts and ideas. My aim is to have participants complete 5 different creative activities that are designed to open up communication and explore themes that have emerged from the following the interviews and observations, and the results will aid in triangulation and provide an interesting and stimulating presentation, fingers crossed if they hand stuff in, to aid research dissemination. Okay, so here's just some examples of the creative activities that I've asked them to do. So first one was they're asked to time themselves and type out as many words and phrases as they could associated with the given theme. The 5 themes were given 1 minute, are given 1 minute each, and themes include words like God, culture and medicine. So I'm just really getting the participants to dig deep and to just pull out what words come to mind when they explore different themes like that. Another activity would be to draw or paint an image that expresses their experience of ayahuasca, which is a psychedelic brew that I was talking about. To illustrate their connectivity and influence illustrate the connectivity and influence of a variety of subjects using symbols, colour and space on a page. Again, themes like education, pharmaceutical medicine, shamanism, central government, parliament, family and friends. So by using shapes and colours to represent each of those headings, and then using the space on the page for that to communicate influence and connectivity. Another one was think of a metaphor that expresses what Amazonian shamanism means to them and illustrate it. So I'll skip on from there. Okay, so working in scattered field, my participants, a lot of them are in Birmingham, but majority of them are not, so they're all over the country. And how could I get them together in an environment where their confidentiality and anonymity were respected? Where could I find a suitable venue in terms of, you know, they've all got to travel one way or another, someone's got to travel. How can I find a venue covering the cost of transport, refreshments and things like that? I'm self-funding, so I have to think about money quite a lot in terms of that. And I went to my supervision with my head in my hands and went, I don't know how to do this. So together with my supervisors, we came up with a solution for working with the scattered field, and that was to use the internet. I set up a private members only online forum and posted the activity instructions on there. Participants were allowed to sign up then under an anonymous identity, and it allows them to chat with each other while not giving away their identity. And they're asked to utilise tools such as PowerPoint and Word, and they're encouraged to use any kind of creative materials that they might have at home as well. So they've been given their own Dropbox area as well to just drop the images in, so they haven't got to show each other. And it's free, it's convenient, it does the job, and problem solved basically. So that's kind of what I've done. I think that's everything. What we've been saying. Thank you.